Hey guys, if we reach 1,000 likes, we'll be giving out 2 of our new shirts. All you gotta do is click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Generally, when I'm making these videos, they're more akin to fanfiction and just general headcanon-y videos. They're never really supposed to make something out to be real. They're for fun and entertainment. Which is why it sometimes pains me to see people who just completely miss the point of these videos, whether they completely agree with me or whether they're insulted by what I put forth. It should be viewed as a movie or a TV show, something that you can tune into and watch and say, hey, that's pretty neat. Not something to really change the way you think of MLP. Sure, I'm not gonna say that I just completely pull all the theories out of thin air, and sometimes there are plenty of things to support them, but more or less what I'm going for is entertainment. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But with today's theory, it's kind of the opposite. I actually think this is probably how the show writers would see this as happening. So, I don't think it's a secret Sunset Shimmer is one of my favorite characters. I've done plenty of theories about her. And the thing is, people realize that. And so one of the most requested videos has always been, what happened to the other Sunset? Well, I think I kind of know. It's not that complicated, really. Now, you can feel free to disagree, but I kind of feel this is probably as airtight as you're gonna get with a fan theory. You see, we see duplicates of everyone else, be them Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Princess Celestia, the rest of the main 6, everything like that. We even have duplicates of the Power Pony and Daring Do. So, that begs the question, what happened to the other Sunset? A lot of people take this to a more darker road, saying that Sunset either died or that she was killed by this Sunset. But we've seen Sunset to be a pretty passive character. Even when she was quote-unquote evil, she wasn't evil for the sake of being evil, more or less acting out on the perceived abandonment of Celestia. It's not just because. In fact, she wouldn't even harm Spike when given the opportunity. She could have easily have used Spike as leverage to get what she wanted. She had the opportune moment where she could have done that, and yet she says, I'm not a monster, and lets him go. That doesn't sound like someone who would kill their own doppelganger. Someone that's literally themselves. Another really popular one is just that Sunset lives in a different town. Well, that kind of makes sense. Sure, that could totally work. In fact, I'm not even saying that it's wrong. However, we see that a lot of people tend to follow the same path as their doppelgangers. Daring Do is still a writer and adventurer, so that's still the same. Princess Twilight is still a really brainiac, sciencey person. Rainbow Dash is still really competitive. Applejack is still country. Rarity is still a fashionista. There's so much similarities. The only difference really seems to be, well, 1, they're humans, and 2, they're ages. And that's where it really comes to an end here. Age. You see, Sunset Shimmer isn't actually a high schooler. What a lot of people forget is, if you look at the comics, Sunset was a pupil and pretty much a teenager when Twilight was a literal filly. There's a huge age gap between the two. When she comes through the mirror, she's still a teenager. She's stuck in that teenager body because she was a teenager when she left. And it seems like she doesn't seem to age too much. I doubt that she got into the human world and just immediately arose into Canterlot High. In fact, there was probably a lot of build up to that. She had to learn how to walk, she would have to learn the customs of this world. She would also have to figure out some sort of way to convince them to let them in. Because if you guys don't realize, there's actually a lot of paperwork that's involved in becoming a student at a school. You first of all have to prove that you're a citizen. So how would she do that if she just got here? For some reason, it seems like extended time in that world just doesn't age them the same way as it would if you were a natural citizen of that universe. And because of that, I think the original Sunset simply just grew up and moved along. She may be in her mid to late 20s by now. either finishing up some sort of advanced degree in school or well into her career path. But she's certainly not still in high school, and she's probably not even anywhere near Camelot. If she's like her counterpart, which a lot of them are, she herself probably went on her own journey of self-discovery, and she herself probably learned more about herself and grew as a person. So I don't know where the real sunset is, or at least the human sunset. But I do know, if she's anything like the sunset that we know and love, she's probably doing just fine right now. And I'm sure she has her own little main six of friends. Maybe one day they'll meet each other. That could certainly be an interesting video. But for now, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I thank you for watching.